how to stay safe when you're traveling solo. I personally have visited over 80 countries across 6 continents, and majority of those trips is solo. Like, I just recently completed a solo drive from London, the UK, to Lagos, Nigeria. So spanning over 10 kilometers, going across 17 different countries. And a lot of questions I get asked is, how did you do it? How did you do it solo? How are you sure? Like, how are you safe? How are you not scared of getting kidnapped? Like, what are the things you did to keep yourself safe? And I realize this is a common issue. A lot of women, a lot of people want to go traveling, but that is one of their barrier of entry. They just feel, I'm not so sure about this. I'd rather go with a group of people, which has its advantage. But trust me, solo traveling comes with something that I cannot even put into words sometimes. I want you to have that thing whereby, yes, you have decided to solo travel, but now is that time that, okay, how can I keep myself safe out there? You hear the news all the time, and you're just like, you know what? I want to, yes, be more audacious, but also be safe while doing so. So the first thing I want you to know is it's a mindset game. You need to make up your mind that this is something I want to do for myself, and that is a beginning of a shift for you, because a lot of time when people are like, I cannot do it, it cannot be me, automatically you have disqualified yourself from those experiences. And I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you're already trying to get your mind into that kind of place of, okay, I have some doubts, I have some questions, but I want to know better. Your instinct is also incredibly important. As women, we tend to have this instinct, tend to be like, okay, I feel this, I feel that. Trust that thing. Trust that thing that's telling you that maybe don't respond to this person, or maybe don't go down this place with this person, or maybe you shouldn't do this thing with this person, because you will find yourself in some compromising situation that could be easily avoided if you just listen to your instincts. That small tiny voice that's just like, I don't think we should be doing this, or maybe take that extra charger. Every time I don't listen to that small voice, I'm always regretting it. Even yesterday, my small voice was like, oh, maybe you should go to the cash machine before you go, cut your hair and do your nails. I was like, nah, they're going to take card in this place. They did not take card. I should have listened to that instant. Then I took a good almost half an hour trying to find an ATM in this place when there was one right next to my house. So this is kind of things like those little voice, those things that is based on life experience, it's based on things you've already had. Trust yourself, trust your instinct in those situations. Also, number 3, I make sure I read reviews of everything I'm doing, from hotel to activities, to making sure that I'm not just trusting what I see. A lot of the time we go to places, it looks stunning, but people leave feedback. The reception was being weird. It's a weird area. You might get the building, but you need to also get the area. For example, LA, I've been watching this kind of crime show and stuff, and it's so crazy when they find themselves in place where like it's rampant with like homelessness and stuff like that, which is heartbreaking. But if they've just kind of read the reviews and stuff like that, they will find out those kind of important information. People can be quite detailed. I'm a detailed reviewer, because I appreciate a detailed review. So I tell you the pressure of the water. I tell you people are being creepy. I tell you if sunshine gets into my room as a solo traveler. Those kind of things are very important to put out there as well. If you experience it, leave a review too as well. So trust the review. Same thing for tour operation. Same thing for all of that. Sharing location. People need to know where you are, even if it's just one accountability partner, a friend, someone that would know exactly where you are at every point in time. You go able to have more courage to be able to solo travel when you know that someone knows where you are. Even when I was in London to Lagos, I had like air tags on me at every point in time. It's just making sure that you try as much as possible. Sharing live location. WhatsApp has that feature, by the way. If you don't know, you can share live location. I think for 1 hour, then 24 hours, 15 minutes, something like that. But you can share your live location. Yes, it does take a lot of data and stuff like that, but it's still a safer choice. Even if it's for the 1 hour for you to get from your airport to your hotel, at least somebody know that you got safely into your accommodation. They can track you, all of that stuff. Also like apps as well, like in terms of tracking. If you order Uber, you order like, Bolt or whatever, in the app, you literally also have share. People can click on it and they can track your taxi too as well. They also provide them with the detail, your plate number, the name of the driver, all of those extra information. Making sure that you have data is so incredibly important. So a lot of people don't realize that open Wi-Fi, so for example the one you get in the airport or like in the buses, transport buses, something like that, can get easily hacked. So you put in all your details, people can actually track your location, they can do stuff with it. So it's not the safest thing out there. Yes, sometimes immediately we connect, we're trying to tell our loved ones, but what I try to do is before I leave my home, download an eSIM. I personally use Airlo, and you can actually get $3 off your next eSIM. Just use Nubi, Nubi 3, and you get $3 off. And these are stupidly cheap. I'm in Vietnam right now. I got an eSIM. I think I paid about $9 for 3 GB. $9, like, guys, come on, that's like £7. So on making sure that I'm connected straight away. When you're walking around, don't look lost. I know sometimes we're trying to navigate and we're looking down. Walk with confidence. Head back, stand still, memorize something you need to memorize. Just don't be looking like I am a prey. There's some even outfit that you wear that makes you look instantly like, oh my God, they're tourists. First of all, being those fanny pack. I personally dislike them. The one that is hidden, whereby it's underneath your clothes, that's even more secure and more discreet, so that people don't realize that you're a tourist. Like these fanny packs, massive camera gear on your neck, it just screams, OMG, she is a newbie, attack. Be aware, like, what are the common scams? At the airport, you see illegal taxi driver. They're like, oh, Uber, taxi, la 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 la. Don't use them. Use an official one. If things get bad, you know who to go back with. Google, literally, what are the common scams that happen in this place? A lot of the time it's to do with taxi and the meter, offering you exchange rates that are not valid, selling you SIM card that is not registered, so it's not used. Those are the kind of common straight away, and it just leaves a bitter taste in your mouth when you are scammed as you touch down. Like, you don't want that. So you want to be safe. You want to make sure that you're putting your safety first. So use official methods. Yes, it might cost you more, but it makes sure you stay safe. The next thing to make sure you do is download an offline map. Just in case your eSIM don't work, just in case your data don't work, you still are able to navigate. Yes, it won't tell you real time, if there's traffic or whatever, but at least it gets you from point A to point B. And sometimes when I'm in the taxi, I literally input my place to my hotel, my Airbnb, whatever, so I can follow the Uber driver. That way, if there's some major detour, I'm just like, okay, what's going on? Where are we going? Or I can kind of alert a friend like, he's just taking the funny turn. I'm not really sure what's happening, but keep an eye out. Those kind of things. Sometimes they're diverting to avoid like traffic and stuff like that. So it's sometimes not a major red flag. But it's good to be aware. Don't be oblivious. And try not to fall asleep in taxi. For me, for example, it is so difficult. I'm one of those people, once I get a bit of rocking motion, a bit of a whooshu, 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 I am la la land. But I try to engage and find out the information you're telling the driver. Sometimes we overshare. A lot of people don't need to even know that we are solo traveling. My husband has gone. Fake ring plays a good role here. A lot of people are against this, but I think it's such a brilliant idea. It just puts off people straight away. People don't need to know your business. This is where it's okay to tell a white lie, because your safety is priority. And it's so sad that we live in a society where we have to do these things to protect ourselves, but it's something that I kind of say, like, if you need to do this to have peace of mind, to have a good time while you're traveling, do as much as you can. And this prefers me to the very first point I wanted to say of make sure that your trip is not motivated by fear. Let me repeat it for those at the back. Make sure your solo trip is not motivated, is not inspired, is not driven, that's the word, by fear. A lot of the time we attract what we think. So I try to think, I'm welcomed here. I'm going in peace. People will love me. I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm going to have a great time. Positive affirmation is a better way to go towards these things. So make sure you don't lead with fear. But it's good to have this knowledge and these hacks and tips with you as well. Try not to do things in pattern, especially for slow travelers like myself. I was used to be quite hot take, in and out. But as I've grown up, I love to travel slowly. Like in Vietnam, for example, I've been out here for almost 2 weeks. This is so unconventional like me. I'm more like 3 days, 5 days, in, out, let's go. I think a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, if you make it like a lifestyle thing, a digital nomad, Try not to make a pattern out of things. Yes, this restaurant has 2 Tuesday. Don't go there every single Tuesday, because what you do is create a pattern that people can predict, a pattern which people can take advantage of. Even if you're going to one restaurant, you go this way, go around to go the other way. Don't go the same way backward, because it's just easy to track this kind of thing. Speaking about restaurants and things like that, when you go to a restaurant, and at this point people are like, oh my God, Pelumi, now you're becoming a bit paranoid. But honestly, just having an exit. For example, this is not a prime. Where I'm sitting right now is probably not great, because yes, there's an exit in front of me, but it's across like a veranda. I probably want to be sitting with my back facing, but this has the best lighting, and when we're recording, lighting is priority. But when I'm probably sitting in a normal restaurant, I probably want to sit at behind me right now. That way there's an easy access. I can see if there's an intruder, I can see if there's something. You just want to have a mindful of what is the fastest, easiest way to escape. Prioritizing your safety looks crazy sometimes, so take it with it the way you want to. And that leads me to posting in real time. Stop it. Stop it. Dead it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Posting in real time can be so detrimental. There are a lot of crazy people online, a lot of supporters, a lot of love. People forget that knowing someone on social media is so different from knowing someone in real time. So they sometimes don't know how to separate it. And I've had friends, literally, they post in real time and someone has walked up to the cafe and she was busy working and they were like, oh, you're not as friendly as you were on social media, because in her head she's like, why are you here? So it's very creepy. So for me, for example, I don't post in real time. I post, after I've left the location. I post with a day or a few days delay. It just allows things to be a lot more seamless, a lot more easier. It doesn't prioritize your safety, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You can post more generically, and some people don't realize how much of like a landmark people can detect. Sometimes it's not even just geotag, but just posting a beachfront is easily identifiable. I'm sure if you Google reverse, you can probably find where this restaurant is. But by the time I'm posting this content, I'm not longer gonna be here. There's so much technology of Google reverse where it tells you locations. It literally can pinpoint things, which is mind-blowing. Another thing to be aware of is what are the cultural norms in certain locations. What are people saying, especially as women? Is it the way we dress? Is it the way we carry ourselves? Is it kind of like normal, conventional kind of like rules of women in the society and what is expected and what's not expected? Especially when you're going to a place whereby women have very strict cultural expectation, head covering, modesty dressing. What are the things you should know? It just makes you a better traveler when you have this information. There's some places you cannot honestly rock up with a bum shot. Like, it's just disreferred to the culture, disreferred to religion. Just knowing ahead of time will allow less being violently maybe attacked or being called out, or just attention that you don't want on yourself. So those are the kind of things to find out is, what are people saying? What are people doing? What are people knowing? And all of that stuff. So that's super important. Try not to get drunk and wasted. I think what people make a mistake is that they ditch the safety tip they use in their hometown. They travel abroad and they start going out late at night without telling anyone and get stupidly wasted, and just like, you probably wouldn't do that in your home country. So why do you feel the need to do it in a very foreign place? I really don't understand that mentality. So something I would definitely recommend is to make sure that you don't get wasted, because at that point you're vulnerable, you do not know what's going on, you can easily be manipulated, and that's why you have to be conscious about your drinks and stuff like that, making sure it doesn't get spiked, and having it with you at every point in time when you're out and about. Or just don't go out. Nightlife can be enjoyed without the risk of getting intoxicated and things like that. You can opt for other activities that would just allow you to enjoy the nightlife without the risk for harm. So that's something I would definitely recommend. And this one, more importantly, is I don't personally do this because, for example, in the UK, we're not allowed things like carrying like a weapon or something like that. It's actually illegal. I know some other countries you can. So this is, again, take it with a pinch of salt. More importantly, research what is kind of the law in the place you're going. So if you're going to think of taking pepper spray, sometimes this is already even taken away from you at the airport. So making sure it's not illegal in the places you're going. So taking pepper spray, a lot of people take like a personal alarm on them. So anytime you just want a lot of people to have focus towards you, you feel unsafe, you can press it and just make a really loud noise. Some people do like a key jam door. So for example, in the hotel, you can put like an extra lock. Disclaimer, I personally don't use any of these things because, referring back to what I said, I try not to lead with fear. But if you feel like these are some things that might help you personally, what I do, for example, in the hotel, there's like a double latch door. I put it on, I lock the door, double lock, those kind of things. So we can be quite detailed with this, but I'm really urging that fear doesn't become the thing that is leading you and pushing you forward, but instead you're going there more open-minded, more wanting to have a good time, more excited about the new experience you're about to have. So those are the few tips, and I hope you found them useful. They've helped me personally to explore new terrains. And remember, solo traveling is about stepping out of your comfort zone, doing new things. So please don't allow fear be the things that stop you. Sometimes saying yes to the wildest of things, or saying yes to something you might not necessarily say yes to, is exactly the essence of solo travel. Yes, again, listen to that instinct. If your instinct is screaming, maybe run. But if you have this opportunity, and just because you're solo, a group of people might be like, oh, we're going somewhere, we have one more spot, do you want to come along with me? Say yes. You never know what this new experience can lead to, and it allows you to say more yeses to things in life that cannot just be taken away from you. It's just a joy when new people are just able to have new experience, be more audacious, and it's always an excitement to see you go out there, explore. And I tell people, look, traveling is one aspect of it, but really this channel is to give you that permission slip to be more audacious, to step out of your comfort zone, to do things that are not conventional, not real, not whatever, the typical. So that is exactly what I'm excited about for today. So keep being amazing, keep watching, keep being great, and thank you again for watching. It is a pleasure. Again, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you same time next week. Take care of yourself. Bye.